Welcome to Adam Does Movies Live, another Tuesday live stream. It's basically the strong female lead stream. We got 6, I think, articles that are all pretty much specific to a lot of female heroines. Heroines. It sounds like a drug that are coming out with new programs. So it's gonna be one for the girls and maybe one for the guys, depending on your opinion of Sydney Sweeney and what she brings to the table. Joining me is expert commentator. Really the best when it comes to talking about Sydney Sweeney's assets. Tony, let's bring him in. There he is.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Now, you're co-streaming this, correct? Are you on Hack the Movie Clips or something?
Yeah, the Hack the Movies Clips and Streams channel and my Twitch. And that's very important. If you're thinking of donating money to the stream, click off of Adam's video right now. Click unsubscribe. Go over to mine.
Well, Tony does bring up a good point. Super chats are the name of the game here. So no matter whether or not you're giving it to me or Tony, we feature your chat up on the screen. You get a nice little shout out. You can ask us anything within reason. Tony's got a very private, personal life. We won't want to step on that. It's very important. Very secretive over there.
Yeah. I have a very, very busy life. I'm a very exciting man. I was babysitting today, and then I went to the gym.
Oh, okay.
The really cute girl that I'm too afraid to talk to because she's way out of my league was talking to, like, flirting with a guy, and I was like, I'm gonna stop coming to this gym. I'm just gonna be fat. Fuck it.
Yeah. I was actually gonna ask if you were still keeping up with the regimen. It's hard to tell because I only see your face, but you're still doing it daily.
Yeah. I kind of have a bicep. Ah!
If you strain hard enough, you really see
if
it
you
pop.
look really hard enough, you'll see it. It's there.
And Tony and I, we were talking off stream. We're both water boys now. We have our big jugs of water.
Yeah,
we're really doing it. We're really fueling up. You know, with
who
Mother
will have to
Nature's
pee
recipe.
first? Who? Probably me.
I pee so much now. It's ridiculous. I'm like an 85-year-old man. I can barely make it out the door without having to pee. Before I eat, I go to the bathroom. Before I watch a movie, it's just bad. I might as well just hook up a catheter at this point. Just get it
why
out of the
not?
way.
Why not?
Yeah, just walk around with a piss bag.
This conversation is what people were expecting when they tuned into movie news. This is what they wanted. Us
you have to have the preamble. You have to lead into it. And so with that, I guess let's get started. How does that sound? We're going to go over some real key news here, some really important news. I'm going to drop Tony off like a bad habit for a second. I'm going to introduce this section. Ladies and gentlemen, what I bring to you today is maybe the most important piece of news to come out of Amazon ever, full stop. What we have is, get ready for it, Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power Season 2. Tony, how excited are you from a scale from 10 to 10?
Listen, it's a 10. I am excited to see all of my favorite characters like Poppy Proudfellow. We all love Poppy Proudfellow. I know you were more.
Is that a person?
Yeah, you're more of a Disa. You were more of a Disa character. I wasn't so much into Disa, but I think we can all agree that Waldrank was really the show stealer.
You have the names up right now, don't you? How dare you, sir? I know Galadriel is the main character. She had the really, really believable wig on in the first season. Here's the deal. I got a lot of crap about this show because Amazon wisely, like Disney Plus and some other studios did, they only released the first 2 episodes and then they waited. Then they let it percolate.
Mm-hmm.
And so I watched those 2 episodes. They weren't ideal. Okay, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I even like the 3 Hobbit movies. Yes, all 3 of the Hobbit movies I like. I watched those 2 episodes.
Hold on. Every part of those Hobbit movies?
No, but
okay.
overall, I just enjoy Middle Earth. I like my time there with, all of our favorite Hobbits, Tony. Fatty Hobbit, little taller Hobbit.
I think you're thinking of the dwarves. They were dwarves in that movie. There's only
they're all the same to me. They're all the same.
Oh, they all look alike to you, all right? You would be a bad guy in Middle Earth.
I guess it was I guess it was the 7 dwarves really in that movie. You had the red fat dwarf. Yeah, whatever. Those movies are fine. I just like Legolas, okay?
Yeah.
It was happy seeing Legolas back. Rings of Power, the first 2 episodes, I thought were okay. And so I reviewed them mistakenly on my channel like a normal person would and said, hey, this show has potential. I'm enjoying it. Looks beautiful. They clearly put a lot of money into it. The music's great.
Right.
Here it goes. I got absolutely lit up for just even talking nicely about the show because
Yeah, there was a real push. And I understand people like getting mad that they were even making it. Like, I get it. I know there was something with like Tolkien's estate, like someone died, and then whoever has it now is just green lighting like a bunch of shit.
yeah,
I understand, but there was this push to be like, don't even hate watch it. Don't even hate watch it. Don't give it the time, because they knew it was the most expensive like show ever made. But mostly that was because they had to buy the property.
yeah,
and
they
all
had to
that.
buy it, and
But like there was this push to make it fail, and like it obviously didn't work. They're doing a second season, but like it also wasn't as bad as all those guys were making you believe it would be. It was more boring for me.
it was very boring. So that was going to
Yeah.
get to my point.
Yeah.
I didn't even finish it. After 2 episodes, I was kind of on board and hooked. Some of the characters were interesting, but there's 8 episodes. We stopped at 7. We didn't even finish the last episode. I watched it with my wife, and we're just like, I can't do it anymore. It's so meandering. It's so just sitting there, not doing much, and the slow burn killed me. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they thought that would be entertaining. There was some good stuff in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just didn't work. I mean, the only characters from the trilogy, and I know this is set like thousands of years before.
It
So
is, yeah.
you can
yeah.
really only have Galadriel and Elrond and Sauron, who's like a mystery. The whole mystery was which character is Sauron. And then at one point, this guy's like, I know how to forge rings. And you're like, well, you're the only character who I know isn't from the book, so you're probably Sauron in disguise. And sure enough, it was.
Yeah,
And then you had Isildur, who
and he was kind of like a mystery guy, right? Wasn't it the dude she found on the boat?
No, yeah. The guy on the boat. The guy on the boat, yeah.
Who's the only one that survived the giant serpent attack at one point?
Yeah, and so they get to the point where you have Celebrimbor, who is from the video games that everyone liked. The the Shadow of Mordor games, but he doesn't.
They like the first one. They did not like the second one because they added those microtransactions in everywhere.
Oh yeah, I didn't pay for any of those. I still enjoyed the second one, but like Celebrimbor looks awesome in those, and then they got like the nerdy guy from Batman Begins to play him in this, and he doesn't look badass at all. And you're like, what did you do? This looks terrible. And that's it. All the other new characters just did nothing for me. The only one I liked is Doran and his wife, Disa, the 2 dwarves.
Yeah, I like them. And there's that one pretty boy elf. I don't know his name. He kind of looked like Doogie Howser a little bit. Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh, that's Elrond. Good. That's the Hugo Weaving.
That's Elrond.
Yeah.
that's right. That's Elrond. Oh my God. He's a far cry, I suppose, from Agent Smith.
Yeah.
Well, it's coming back. It's coming back.
I didn't watch the trailer or anything.
I did. I watched the trailer.
Okay. What's in it? Spoil it for me.
Not much. It's just a lot of kind of pretty shots. It does a really kind of funny, silly Lord of the Rings meets Avengers shot where the camera does kind of a circle around all the main characters, Galadriel, and then everyone else who I don't remember the names of and don't even remember that they were characters from Lord of the Rings. that's how little I thought about this show since it aired. The season comes back for 8 more episodes. I'm looking at the article here. It's going to be 5 seasons they have planned out.
Oof.
So they're all in on this. When is it coming back? Tony, talk for a second. I'm looking. Talk. Fill them in.
Show
them your magic tricks.
One of the things I like, the little Easter eggs in the last episode, is they show Doran and his boys drilling too far into the mine, and it's implied that they're waking up the Balrog. So I don't know.
That's right.
I don't know if we're going to see the Balrog like destroying that place. That'd be interesting to see. I do want to know who the guy who fell out of the sky was. I'm assuming he's one of like the wizards, maybe not necessarily Gandalf, but they're called like the Maya, I think, in the Lord of the Rings books. They're like sent from somewhere else to interfere with human affairs, and then I guess they go away. Yeah, so I want to see what is up with that, but like I'm not gonna make it a priority to watch it. Like that last one, I watched it like week to week for the first few weeks, and I'm like, I'll catch up later on.
August 29th is when it comes back.
Okay.
So set your calendar for that. There is a whole cottage industry around just destroying this show. You could really start a new channel, Tony, called Rings of Power Sucks, and you'd probably already you'd surpass your own channel, Hack the Movies, within probably a month. It's wild. But you then will see so many hate videos on this show, and to me, it's like I might watch it and do a review. I can't imagine making 20 videos. Some of these channels will make seriously 50 videos.
Well, I think they were doing that leading up to it. After it aired, I think a lot of those guys, because a lot of people just weren't talking about, like even people who I guess even liked it weren't very vocal about liking it. So they didn't have anyone to fight with. Whereas when there's like a Captain Marvel movie, I know that's your favorite character.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
But there's always someone on Twitter that's like, "Yay, girl power! This means something for some group of people." And then you have those assholes be like, "Well, I actually hate it," and then they're all fighting over bullshit. And normal people are like, "Wow, both those assholes are annoying."
That's true. That's true. They didn't have like. Because I remember the early videos and stuff were like, there's a black archer in Rings of Power. It's woke. They didn't have black characters in Middle Earth. Keep it white. And there's just all these videos. Yeah, there's no like Dom Lemon isn't coming out with a video about how he feels oppressed and he feels represented now that there's a black archer.
I was fine with the black elf. The black dwarves, I'm like, they're underground a lot. I don't know how that happened. Maybe that'll be answered another day.
Yeah.
But she was actually one of the better characters. I enjoyed her. Again, not enough to be invested in the show. I didn't like any of these characters enough to really care. But in the moment, I'm like, well, this character's on screen, so it's slightly less boring. And you're giving me the thumbs up, I guess.
Yeah, it felt like if people thought The Hobbit was stretched thin with the 3 movies, this felt like if The Hobbit was made into 20 episodes, like 20 movies, I should say. Because each episode's like an hour and a half long. They're long ass episodes.
I don't even know why it was so boring. Because like they only have a little bit of details to go off of with this because there wasn't a lot written. I'm like, so you have wiggle room to do like exciting things.
Yeah.
And so much of the show is just a slug. It's like, why did you decide to do this?
Yeah, I mean, just going in, there's a lot of, I think, scared people to do anything too exciting and too out there. Plus, I do think they kind of screwed themselves by making it a prequel to The Lord of the Rings. I mean, I know it's thousands of years or whatever, but still, it has to end up going to that same bad guy eventually.
Yeah, and we know like Isildur's there. It's like, wow, I can't wait to root for him. And then knowing he's going to drop the ball and not throw the ring into the lava. And then for some reason... what's his face? Hugo Weaving doesn't just throw him in the lava. That still really bothers me. I'm like, there were no witnesses. You could have threw him in the lava and been like,
whoops, sorry.
Because then the mountain would have crumbled. You would have been like, yeah, I didn't make it out. Isn't that a shame? Hell of a thing. Hell of a thing.
We were turning around to walk back to camp, and boom, the cliff goes. I tried to save him. It was a whole thing. You should have been
no one's here to question it. You just have to take my word for it.
And then some elf comes forward. Let us see the body cam footage. And he's like, "Oh, my
he's like, that doesn't exist in this world.
The camera was not on at the time. It wasn't that convenient." It's like a elfin lawyer who comes. I'm just a simple elvish lawyer, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so yeah, I don't think either of us are very excited for this. I honestly forgot the Rings of Power was even a thing that exists anymore, but it's coming back.
And I also forgot that apparently I didn't set this up for Twitch, so I lied about Twitch earlier. It's only on my YouTube.
Oh, that's fine.
There you go,
okay, Tony. Yeah,
I'll figure that out another time.
We'll cross that bridge at a later date, I guess. Well, there's our thoughts on Rings of Power. Next, we're going to talk about something just as exciting.
Yes.
So, hang tight.
Okay.
What do we have, Tony? We have Barbarella. Everybody's been craving. Everybody's been searching for another Barbarella to come out. And again, Amazon has answered the call.
Yes.
Actually, it's not Amazon. Sony has answered the call. Just as good, just as great as Amazon when it comes to movies.
Yes.
Sydney Sweeney is in talks to play the once Jane Fonda character from back in the late 60s.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that might be the best casting choice of all time, considering Barbarella is known for her sex appeal more than anything else.
Yeah, even if you look at like if you go to Wikipedia, the comics, it's Barbarella in a spacesuit. I guess she just shot some lady's head off, and the lady is totally naked in space.
As one is after their head goes off.
Yes.
Yeah, you lose everything.
Yeah, God
well,
bless.
Let me, Johnny, let me make this even a little sweeter. Now, obviously, a little Sydney sweeter. I tried and failed. I tried for the pun and failed. We don't always stick the landing, okay? But we still go for it. Sony is not a good thing. When I hear Sony in movie, I'm instantly kind of like regressing into myself, scared, frightened into a shell. But what gives me hope on this is Edgar Wright is in talks to direct.
Yeah, and Edgar Wright is a big he was like a big comic book guy too. Have you ever watched his show Spaced with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost? Oh, Adam, it's only 2 seasons, they're like 6 episodes each. You can knock it out on the weekend. But a lot of that Simon Pegg's character in that worked in a comic book store, so there's a lot of comic references on top of like just general pop culture. I know he's a big fan of like the 2000 AD comics, like Judge Dredd, and they got that artist from that book to like work on the show. So he's well versed in comics. Edgar Wright famously didn't get to do Ant-Man, even though he was working on it from before there was an MCU.
I mean, you can definitely see his fingerprints all over that first movie, and how much it completely goes away in the the movies that would come after Ant-Man 1. They don't have that cool look to them or that style. Yeah. But I mean, Edgar Wright is a favorite of mine. He did Shaun of the Dead. He did Scott Pilgrim versus the World. He did Baby Driver. The guy doesn't really miss, although I did not like Soho that much.
Still haven't seen it.
Is that what it's called?
Late night in Soho.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting to watch it, but I do love Shaun of the Dead, and I reviewed it recently on my channel for the 20th anniversary.
What a nice segue.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Go watch that after the stream.
But yeah, I kind of like where Edgar Wright is right now. Like after Scott Pilgrim, which again is another comic book thing that he did, like an indie comic. Yeah, I like how he's in this like kind of experimental phase. So I think Last Night in Soho was like more of like a straight up horror thriller sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of. It was definitely thriller. The horror stuff doesn't really take place until like the last 15 minutes, and it felt like a totally different movie.
Yeah.
But we don't need to get into that again. I'll just say this seems like a good combo. I think Wright is perfect for this kind of serialized, pulpy type of film, 60s vibe to it. I could see him totally putting his mark all over this movie. Sydney Sweeney obviously has the sex appeal. It's what she's known for more than anything else, but she can act. I've seen her pretty good performances. So this should work out very nicely.
We should just be happy that we have hot blondes in movies again. I'm really excited about it.
We did it, folks. We did
it. We did it.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep an eye on this one. It's obviously very early in the planning phase, but
he's also remaking Running Man too.
He is?
Yeah, I think he's remaking the Running Man.
Arnold's movie? That Running Man?
Yeah, I believe Edgar Wright is attached to a remake.
Where they have the baseball helmets as futuristic.
Yeah. Edgar Wright is doing it with Glenn Powell.
That's right.
Co-star.
Yes, the Glenn Powell thing. Yeah.
Now I don't know if it's going to be a remake of the movie, because famously the movie just ignores Stephen King's book. So maybe it's just an adaptation of the book, but accurate.
I think it's going to be an adaptation of the book. It's not going to be anything like the movie, which is schlocky fun.
That's after Predator. I think that's Predator, Conan the Barbarian, Running Man, my top 3 Arnold films.
What about True Lies?
That's okay. It's not as good as Predator, Conan the Barbarian, and Running Man. Okay,
where do you rank Junior on that list?
Junior's pretty far down. Is
Under or over End of Days?
No, I'll watch End of Days
End of
more.
Days is so fun.
It's
It is
so
so
fun.
I laughed in the theater watching that when that fucking priest walks up to him, dead serious.
Yeah,
I don't know how this actor got through this line, but he
yeah.
goes, oftentimes numbers are written upside down and backwards in whatever
So
language. And so 1999.
no. I got the line. I got the
No.
line.
Yeah, okay.
So 666 is actually 999, as in
As in
1999, the year of his return.
1990. He just throws the one in front. Has nothing to do with anything.
I love that.
But
That
good.
priest is also the same priest from the original Amityville Horror that gets scared out of the house with the flies.
I feel like he's in a lot of horror movies.
Yeah.
He's just in the background sometimes having a lunch and they just
Yeah.
throw him in for a scene. Just the stretch though to get from I was kind of on board with the 666-999 thing, but throwing in the one in front, making it a 1999, like come on guys, are we even trying? And of course, this movie came out right around Y2K. It was 1999 when it came out, so it was very, very timely with an event that never even took place.
Yeah.
Just to put a bow on this conversation, you excited about this?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Okay, thank you for that final contribution. What a way to end it. All right, Barbarella, I'm going to keep my eye on this one. I am looking forward to this. Didn't think I would ever hear that word again, but here we are.
Yeah, it is funny because we do have a lot of girl power stuff, and it's all like, we have to get rid of the sexualization of the past, but I guess you have too many of the Marvels failing, and they're like, no, let's bring that back. Let's bring it back. We should do barbed wire again. Bring back barbed wire.
God. With Sydney Sweeney?
Or anyone.
I'm in for Sweeney.
I still want them to give another shot to Tank Girl. I thought that would be fun. Tank Girl's fun, but that got butchered in editing.
I did not like Tank Girl, mainly because I'm just not a big fan of that actress.
Lori Petty?
Yeah, Lori Petty doesn't do anything for me.
Well,
but
they
the
should
voice,
try it again.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm all for reboots if the original is not very well received and doesn't hold up to scrutiny. And that's definitely one that they could take another stab at.
Oh, yeah. As much as I enjoyed that original, like I said, it was butchered in editing, but also I'm like, I could see like this kind of got screwed over by the studio. I'd like to see another shot at this because she seems like a fun character. It seems like a fun world. But yeah.
Well, speaking of more of the same, speaking of more strong female leads in that same playground, I have another story to tell you about, Tony.
Okay.
Yeah. You excited?
I'm very excited.
Elle is back. Your favorite character, Elle Woods, is back from Legally Blonde in prequel form.
I was gonna fake excitement. I think I only saw the first one. Like, I
did too. Oh no, I saw the second one in theaters with my wife, and she fucking hated it. She hated it.
I know, actually, on my show, Casey, I know she's a huge fan of Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
So I will have to update her on this. I might have to do a what is the worst Legally Blonde movie? Because I think there's a direct-to-video movie, too.
I think there's 3 movies, and there's also a musical that came out a while back that was also a prequel.
Yeah.
It wasn't with Reese Witherspoon. And now we have another one. This is, I believe, Amazon's doing, because Amazon... They own MGM, so there's a lot of stuff under that. I mean, end of the day, there's like 2 companies left. It's Disney and Amazon, and they basically own everyone. I mean, Apple's probably at this point owned by Disney.
Warner Brothers is like still holding out, but they got bought out by AT&T, and they're like,
Disney's gonna get Warner Brothers soon. I have a feeling it's just all gonna just come under the House of Mouse eventually, and then they'll just repackage all this. I have actually one of our final news stories is about that. That'll be a fun one.
Hold on, I'm seeing here that they're supposed to be making a late Legally Blonde 3, and did it not come out?
Oh, really? I thought it did come out.
Never mind. It looks like they canceled the movie to do this.
That's probably not the best idea, but we're going back into, we're going pre-lawyer. Wasn't the whole point of Legally Blonde that she was a lawyer and a blonde? That's kind of like the oxymoron. It's this dumb girl can't be a lawyer, and then she proves everyone wrong.
Yeah, so I don't know how you do a prequel to that.
Is she going to be on the debate squad or something?
It was really like that was her origin. That was the important thing we needed to know about. We saw the origin. We watched it.
Yeah, that was her thing.
We
That
don't
was
need
it.
anything before that.
And I'm pretty sure there was even flashbacks in the movie to when she was younger, but it's been a long time since I've seen Legally
I said
Blonde.
the same thing with like Solo when they made the Han Solo prequel. I'm like, no. We got the origin story for Han Solo. It was called Star Wars. We saw it. We got it.
We didn't get the rich tapestry of information, Tony, like how he got his blaster or how he got his name.
Well, we need to learn. We need to learn why Elle Wood likes pink so much. We need to learn that.
I need to know why she loves pink. I need to know why what if they blow our minds and we find out that she was originally brunette and she dyes her hair? That's like a big reveal.
Will break the canon and the lore, and I don't even want to entertain that idea, okay?
They're gonna be on the Legally Blonde message boards. Hey guys, it's L12345 here. I am livid.
And they're gonna be like, this board was shut down in like 2005.
Message board? Who uses message boards? The Discord? Should I have said that? That's what the Discord server. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't have really any other thoughts about this, but we are going to pair this with a nice bottle of DC news as well.
Oh, thank God. I love DC.
Because Supergirl's coming into the mix. Kara. Is it Kara or Kara?
It's Kara. It's Kara Zor-El. And good. You know, she was great in The Flash. I can't wait to see Sasha Calle back from her characters, The Flash. It was good rebooting Supergirl as kind of
Sasha. Sasha's not going to be in this one.
Oh,
yeah.
Who's the new Supergirl?
It's the girl from House of the Dragon or House of Dragons, whatever that Game of Thrones prequel show is that I watched half of as well and couldn't be bothered to finish, which is also coming back.
I didn't watch that shit. What are you talking about?
It's also coming back.
Okay, hold on. I'm looking up the Supergirl. Obviously, it's going to be a short-haired, angry-looking girl.
It's Miley Alcock. Is that how you say it? Millie Alcock.
Millie Alcock. Okay, let's
definitely didn't get made fun of for that last name ever in her life. What?
Adam, I'm confused. This is a hot blonde. Why is this Supergirl?
Because Tony, this is 2024 and Sydney Sweeney saved us from the
We're getting a hot blonde Supergirl again. I'm on board, Adam. We're
getting a hot blonde Supergirl. It's happening. It's James Gunn is doing it, Tony. He's saving the DCU by casting correctly.
Look, I like the TV. The TV Supergirl was hot, but 3 seasons into that show and it went to shit. So yeah, okay. I like the Supergirl character. I really do. She's a very interesting character. I actually own a bunch of Supergirl comics. I don't know why. I really like Supergirl. So yeah, I'm excited to see it done right and have her get her own like narrative and stuff. So yeah, I'm excited for this. Who's the director?
Well, they're shooting for July of 2025.
Okay.
I think James Gunn is directing.
No, that can't be right because he's doing the other one.
I mean, he's doing everything. He's doing everything at the same time. No, filmmaker Craig Gillespie was tapped. Greg Gillespie is the director.
Okay, what has he done?
He's been tapped by Gunn and Safran to shepherd Supergirl. Those are the words that I'm reading right now.
Okay,
he's the one that's going to shepherd Supergirl.
You mind if I look at his credits?
I would absolutely love if you did that.
Okay.
Please do.
First movie, Mr. Woodcock. I hated it, so bad start.
Okay.
Lars and the Real Girl, I heard was really good. I never saw it.
It's a Baby Goose movie.
Lars and the Real Girl?
Yeah, is that Baby Goose? Ryan Gosling?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Some TV shows. The Fright Night remake, which I don't actually hate. It was kind of rushed. But it was, as far as horror remakes go, it's completely pointless, but it was not like offensive.
Fright Night's the one that you have yelled at me along with several other people that I have to watch.
Yes, correct? Fright Night. The original Fright Night's fun. You'll like it.
So I'm going to watch it, but I'm going to intentionally watch the reboot.
I will fucking kill you. I, Tonya, I didn't see it. Was that good?
Oh, I, Tonya was good. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
With Margot Robbie. She did a great
Cruella.
job.
I didn't see it. Was that good?
No, it wasn't terrible because Emma Stone is pretty much great and everything, but it was way too long. And again, why are we trying to humanize a woman that skins puppies for jackets? It's like, they're
Yeah,
like, oh,
dogs can be assholes.
it's like, oh, what a cool,
you know what,
sassy
Adam?
lady.
I had a friend, a neighbor kid who had a Dalmatian, and I went to his house once, and the Dalmatian ran and kicked open the door and ran over me. So I'm on Cruella's side.
Are you on? So let's just recap this. Tony had one bad run-in with a Dalmatian, so he's
Yes.
cool with literally skinning 101 of them for fur coats because that
Yes.
was her goal.
Yes.
100. Okay. All right. That's good.
Okay. The Pam and Tommy TV series. I heard that was good, but I didn't watch it.
I did not watch that. I feel like I
Dumb
lived
Money.
through that already.
Huh?
Oh, Dumb Money was great. I love that movie.
All right. So you're telling me he's good. I don't have enough experience with him.
So all the movies you listed though are very almost indie-ish kind of on how they're filmed. They're definitely not like superhero blockbuster movies. They're very grounded type of films.
I missed one. This is more actiony, but The Finest Hour, about like a boat, like a tanker that's destroyed in a blizzard.
Yes, yeah, no.
So he's got some action stuff under his belt.
It's just very, I mean, from what he's going to, which I imagine is going to be a huge green screen movie.
Yeah.
This actually is pretty cool to hear because he'll probably use a lot of practical effects where he can and try to make it look realistic.
Or will they do what the MCU does, where they get an indie director who's very talented and is good with visuals, and they say, just make the actors say shit. We'll put shit in the background to make it look like all the other shit.
Yeah, they could do that.
Okay,
It'd be really funny if James Gunn just gets pissed every time and he just takes over all of these movies at some point. I don't like this either. Takes the camera. He's like, we're doing it again. James, you've worked on 13 movies now in tandem. Calm down. I want David Fincher to direct one of these goddamn movies. Get him off of Netflix already. I want him making some superhero stuff just to see how awesome he could do it.
He always backs out of it.
I know.
Yeah.
I was still pissed when didn't he back out at one point of a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea movie?
Well,
Is that what it's called? Is it 20,000 Leagues? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been awesome. He would have done a great job, but no, not happening. Okay. So you're excited for Supergirl. It's tentatively released to come out July 2025.
Okay. Yeah. I'm excited. Like I said, the first season of the Supergirl show had the right idea. And then they got a little lost in the weeds when they moved to CW. So it'd be good to see it in like movie form and have her actually interact with Superman. I assume he'll be in the movie. Because what I like about Supergirl is she left Krypton as like a teenager. So she actually has memories of Krypton and knows what it's like and was there. And she can actually like, even though she looks younger than Clark, she's older than him. So it's a fun dynamic if done right.
I just realized as with all things in my life, I made a mistake. Superman is coming out 2025 of July. That makes more sense.
Oh, okay.
Supergirl is June 26th, 2026.
Ah, okay. So we got time.
We got time. Superman.
Oh, that's right. They changed
Superman's next summer. Okay.
Yeah, they changed the name to just Superman. It was Superman Legacy, and they changed the name.
Yes, they did. They did. All right, I'm excited for this too. I like a hot blonde Supergirl. I like a hot brunette Supergirl. I like Supergirl. It'll be a good time. Maybe I just like women. Either way, I'm looking forward to it.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you like women.
Well, we can talk about it off camera.
Okay.
I got 2 super chats, Tony. I don't know if it's for you or for me, but either way, thank you for the super chats. We need more. I mean, we're busting our asses off.
We're working really hard.
Should drink some water. Tony, should we do a water break real quick?
We gotta drink some water. We need that thing on Twitch, which I forgot to stream to, that like tells you that it's like a plug-in in your chat that tells you to drink water or something.
That's why I have a wife. She'll just yell at me once in a while. Adam, drink some water, you jackass. Sorry. Okay. Yep. Okay.
Good job.
Feel good? Do you feel good?
I feel great.
All right. Ryan Powell for $10. Shot out of a cannon with a beautiful. Some say they've never seen a super chat so good before. Here's a super chat, but you two have to share it. More Seinfeld references, please.
Oh,
Ryan.
we need Seinfeld in a Superman movie. We need it. It needs to happen.
He did a commercial with the Superman. Remember, it was like a credit card commercial back in the day.
That was a series of commercials where he was with an animated Superman, and it was the guy who played David Putty. as Superman. That was a good time.
Did you see the Seinfeld ad for the terrible Unfrosted movie that they did on Netflix? It was like 30 seconds long or whatever, where Jerry's in a Lego suit walking around.
No,
Go on YouTube and watch the Lego Jerry Seinfeld Netflix ad. It's actually funny towards the end because some cameos show up from the show. I'm not going to say anything else. I want you to watch it because you'll get a little smile. You'll be like, "Oh, this commercial is better than anything in the Unfrosted movie." Okay, Ryan, I'll up my Seinfeld game during the stream. I promise you that.
Good.
All right, giddy up. Let's go to the next one. We have King Cold for $2. Sasha, how do you say the last name?
I think it's Callie.
Sasha Callie was pretty hot. She had a good body.
Okay, yeah, no. The Supergirl from The Flash was really hot. The Supergirl from The Flash was really, really hot, but that's not what I had in mind for Supergirl. I'm thinking hot blonde. Okay.
Tony wants it comic accurate.
Comic accurate.
All right. What if she was Italian, Tony?
Mamma mia. Well, they better cast a real Italian. I'm still upset with the Batman because the Catwoman in that movie is technically Italian, and Zoe Kravitz is not Italian in real life. So
that's a shame.
It is.
Okay. Well, we have two more topics for the night. So please, I implore you to get those super chats in. Okay. I implore you. Tony, this is going to be one that really wets your whistle. And by whistle, I mean penis. This year, Amazon
didn't even make sense.
Yes, it does. What's your whistle? Which kind of, I mean, it does.
It's a stretch. It's a stretch.
Wow, everything's a stretch. Okay, everything's a stretch, Tony. Words are just words. We abuse them however we want.
Okay.
Amazon this last year did the unthinkable. They made Roadhouse great again. Tony loves the film. He fell over backwards, head over heels for it. He praised it up and down. Roadhouse is back, and it's better than ever. Look. Patrick Swayze.
No. All right, look. You actually were on that live episode. You showed up for the last 10 seconds to destroy your mic on camera. You thought that was a good business decision for some reason. I would have advised against joining on a stream as it's ending to break your equipment.
Yeah, that wasn't good. I was like tripping all over. And then, and I really ruined the stream too, let's be honest, because then I was talking through what sounded like an old timey, I don't know, like prison intercom system.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. But if you watch that video, I actually didn't hate the new Roadhouse.
It's good.
I thought the story was okay. I thought it was fine. Where it lost me were the action scenes. The action scenes were atrocious.
Interesting.
You know what I'm talking?
Did you thought they were all bad? Because I thought the first half was way weaker than the second, but I thought the second half it's like they figured things out halfway through the shooting. And they just went full on face off by the end. They're flying off boats. The camera's moving around everywhere. I know what you're saying.
No,
I know what you're saying.
There were moments. So you know what they did for the effect, right? They had them.
It felt like a body cam.
Well, they did the thing where they're like, they have the actor punching like green bags, and then they have the other actor reacting to the punch because you can't actually punch a stunt man.
Sure.
And so you have to cover it up, but they're like, wait, we have this effect where we can actually connect the punches. And it works in small doses. I've seen it done in films. The problem is every fight scene in this suddenly had digital camera movements, and I think they're on a green screen. And then they have that composite effect, and it doesn't look like they're really there. When there were like close-ups of it was fine. But when they go in those like long takes, that was shit. The wacky one-liners were shit, where he's like, oh, this piano's out of tune. And then
no. I like that. That's what I'm saying. The second half felt more authentic to itself. It didn't feel like it was trying to be something serious. It went complete. Once Colin McGregor jumped into the mix, I thought the movie became 10 times better.
Okay,
Before that, it was incredibly mediocre.
I loved Colin McGregor, Conor McGregor. I think they should just make a whole movie about him. I'm glad they kept him alive.
I'm sorry, Connor.
I might have said Colin on accident. I don't know. We'll just say you messed it up. As we know from our Alien commentary track, you know all the names of actors. You just don't know what their faces look like.
I can't I won't sign off on that, Tony.
There
I won't
were
sign
like
off.
3 moments where
Nobody
like, no, Adam, that's the
nobody,
wrong guy.
nope. And the only way people would know is if they're Patreons on patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies or
Yeah,
on Hack the
find out if
Movies.
I'm lying over
And
there.
so I think I was perfect, and no one will
Okay.
tell me anyway.
Okay. You guys sign up for Patreon and let us know. No, and then the ending where he like suddenly becomes like a methodical, violent murderer. I'm like, okay, well, Dalton did kill a bunch of people at the end of Roadhouse, but that was
Yeah.
like in the moment. He was angry.
He rips a dude's jugular.
Yeah. And he works up to that, but like he wasn't
Yeah.
like he didn't stalk them one by one planting bombs. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So overall, I thought it was mediocre, and I was expecting it to be the worst thing ever. Roadhouse 2 is still the worst thing ever. Roadhouse 2 is abysmal.
I have not seen Roadhouse 2. I don't plan
Don't ever see it.
It's kind of like Caddyshack 2. I don't plan on ever watching Caddyshack 2. I've heard nothing but horror stories.
Smart.
I'll say this. I have such a low bar now for streaming movies, just full stop, that the whole like it looks like digital shit is completely gone for me now. I don't expect anything but that look, because I would say 90% of the time when a movie's made for streaming services, it has that digital look to it. I don't know what the hell they're doing, if it's the way they're filming these things or what, but it just has a cheapness to it that I just can't get over.
Yeah.
And as far as the movie itself, it shouldn't have been called Roadhouse. Okay, it has almost nothing to do with the original movie.
Name brand recognition.
It's just brand recognition. So that's another thing now where I'm so desensitized to this bullshit remake stuff or it's all just the title.
Yeah,
it's all the name.
Yeah,
he's not a what's he called? Not a cleaner.
Cooler.
What's the term?
Cooler.
He's not a cooler.
Yeah.
He's not even a bouncer. He was a UFC fighter who this woman just randomly was in the bar, and she goes, yeah, let me just pick this guy up who wants to kill himself.
Who killed his friend, but it's never said why. It's like, oh, he's just full of rage and he didn't stop hitting him. Like, but that was your friend. You couldn't have turned off your rage for your friend. What the fuck?
Yeah, and they don't really dive into it at all. It's kind of just, oh, okay, lost his cool for no real reason. All right. And he doesn't have his best friend from the original movie, so that relationship isn't there between the coolers. Yeah, I don't know. This movie is completely separate from what Patrick Swayze did, and it is what it is at this point.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we have another
mediocre.
one.
Yeah,
you know what it is to me? It's kind of like Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle with Dwayne Johnson. How they pretended it was in the same universe as the Robin Williams movie, even though they're completely different films.
I never even bothered watching it. They don't connect it at all.
They do, but it's like the lamest connection ever. You could tell that they made the movie, and then there was pushback online that they were just remaking it, but going a different route. So they're like, let's just throw a scene at the intro where they find the board game, and then somehow it turns itself into a video game cartridge. It's just ridiculous. And I think there was a character that supposedly had been there the whole time from the first film that we didn't see. It's nonsense. Funny story though, Tony. Those two Jumanji movies, the Dwayne Johnson ones, made a dumb amount of money. And the second movie, quote unquote, third movie, set up the trilogy finale, and then they never made it. And I have no idea why.
I wonder why. Because you're right, they did make a shit ton of money.
They both did.
Did COVID like interrupt like plans for it?
I think it might have, and then Dwayne was just doing all these other projects. But this guy has never done a trilogy. He's never had a trilogy.
No,
that's wild.
I will say I knew that when I saw the trailer for the reboot one, I could tell it was a Sony film because they made sure to have a kid in his room, and he had posters of Sony video games like The Last Guardian. Which had already been out for like a year, and I like The Last Guardian, but it is a letdown if you like the two previous games. So I'm like, oh, I wonder if this is a Sony movie. Oh, there it is.
The Last Guardian, that like dog cat thing that took 20 years to make. Yeah, I never played it, and I can play it whenever it's free on PlayStation Plus. But the funny thing is, Sony is the only time I ever in my life see people with Sony computers or Sony phones. I've never seen them in the wild, but they're all using them in the movies.
We got to use my Sony Vaio and my Sony Ericsson, which I did own a Sony Ericsson for a long time. While
drinking a Pepsi.
Yes.
Okay, Roadhouse 2, excited, not excited at all, or you just kind of like, all right. It did well for Amazon.
I'd rather a spin-off of Conor McGregor's character, but I mean, I'll give it another shot. For me, it doesn't really feel like Roadhouse. If they fix the action, you know what really pissed me off? I know you said it looks like a lot of other movies.
Yeah.
If you're remaking Roadhouse, that is known for its like bare knuckle, like fist fighting and stuff. So when you're overdoing it with digital shit, it just, you're kind of missing what made that movie so memorable.
And I don't think there was a single roundhouse kick in the entire film.
I don't remember.
The director is like, that's Swayze's. We will not do that. That is
definitely
Swayze's.
Wasn't a throat rip.
No,
that's like the one thing you need to do.
They're saving it for the sequel.
Oh, gotcha.
You know they are. You know it's coming in the sequel. All right. Well, Roadhouse 2, I don't care at all. I was pleasantly surprised by the first one. I don't have any desire to ever watch it again, but it's like you watch it while you eat some cereal or have a breakfast on a Sunday morning, and then you walk away and never think about it again. And that's all I think about that.
Yeah.
We have a couple more super chats.
Yeah.
People are listening. They're learning and they're providing.
I see I only have 2 on my end, which means everyone ignored my comment in the beginning about turning your stream off and going to my channel.
Well, someone brought up a point earlier. Someone in the comments said, hey, who should I give super chats to on the stream? And I said, whoever's logo shows up at the beginning of this stream, whoever's the one that's really responsible for finding the articles, putting in the work. I mean, that's the guy that probably deserves the super chat. I don't know. That's just my thought, Tony. I'm sure you have a different one. Logan Wolf, though, answered the call with a powerful 1123 super chat from the top rope. Super chat to never have Unfrosted mentioned again. Oof.
We're putting it in the vault.
It's in the vault. It's in the lock the key. Just don't give Tony any alcohol because everybody knows that's the combination.
Look what they had on the plane. Schnapps. There's your Seinfeld reference.
There's a Seinfeld reference. Michael for $4.99. Thank you, Michael. And thank you, Logan Wolf, if I didn't say so. No. Excited for Francis Ford Coppola and Megalopolis. At least it made up for Twixt.
Yeah, Twixt wasn't very good. Twixt is like Francis Ford Coppola learned about digital editing and it just looked bad. I think the last movie I saw Francis Ford Coppola do, his movies aren't big anymore, was Tetro, I think it was called. And that was fine. I think it was a little autobiographical. I saw the trailer.
It's pronounced Tetris, and it's based on the
gotcha
documentary. Yeah,
I saw the trailer for Megalopolis. It looks very interesting visually. I have no idea what's going on.
Sci-fi film,
huh?
Sci-fi, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot. Francis Ford Coppola, great filmmaker, weird dude. He's a very weird dude. Never listen to a commentary track. He's very bizarre.
I think a lot of these people are.
He has real shitty friends too, but we'll talk about that another day.
Thank you, Michael. I am also excited for Megalopolis.
No.
I don't like opolises, though. I don't like that word. Metropolis. I don't
you're
like
gonna
that
go
whole thing.
You want James Gunn to fix that.
Yeah, I do.
Don't call it Metropolis.
Don't call it Metropolis. Call it Metropol World or something. Anything.
Olingerland.
Yeah, Adam.
Olingerando. I would try to mix Orlando with
Adamlopolis. But then it still has the Lopolis in it. I don't like that. It's an ugly word to me. Okay. You know what's not ugly? Shadow Humor's $5 super chat. Thank you, Shadow Humor. There's Arachnophobia. There's Arachnophobia movie on Shudder called Infested. I would love to see Adam review that one, Tony. He said, Adam, not you, me.
You do it.
Not you, me.
Yes, you can do it.
No,
but
I'm done.
I have a funny thing. Like last month, I had, and you actually reviewed it, Sting on the list.
Yeah,
about the spider in the hotel. You got like an early screen into that, right?
No, it was one of those Monday mystery regal.
That's what I meant. You got to see it early.
I did, but it wasn't like a special thing. I was just a regular common peasant going.
No, that's what I didn't mean. It was a special.
Yeah, you implied it.
So I put it on the list because it looked interesting. That thing was out of theaters like in a week and a half. It was gone. I could not find. Apparently, Joey C was smart and saw it early, and then I informed him like, "Oh, Joey, we're not reviewing that. It wasn't available anywhere." He's like, "Oh, I saw it." I'm like, "That sucks. I don't know what to tell you." And then I found out last minute that Shudder has a different movie about spiders in a hotel, and it was too late to add it to the list. I'm like, God damn it! I just
And
want to watch
that's
spiders in a hotel.
and that's the infested one he's talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
Did you watch that one or not?
I did not. There wasn't enough time, but I might check it out at some point.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to check it out. My son Connor's really into the horror stuff now. He's actually playing through Resident Evil games right now.
Ooh,
Connor's 12. He's very angsty. He's very
is he?
edgy, like his
Which
old man.
Resident Evil games, like the OG ones, or?
No. So I had Resident Evil Village from like a year or so back.
Oh yeah.
And so he saw that in the library. He's like, Dad, can I play this? I'm like, good luck. Good luck when you get to the giant baby scene.
Well,
Which
look,
that was fantastic, by the way. He played through and beat the whole thing.
that's
And
cool.
this is funny. So I have the PlayStation whatever plus shit. So there's
Yeah.
free games in the catalog, and they have the remakes or the remasters of Resident Evil 2 and 3 and a couple others.
Yeah.
And so I thought Connor was going to go to Resident Evil 2, but then I saw that he's playing Resident Evil 3. And I know that Resident Evil 3 has a really good looking Jill Valentine
Yes.
on it. So I jokingly said to him, I'm like, I think Connor skipped 2 and went right to 3 because of Jill Valentine. And I actually asked Connor, but I'm like, why'd you go to 3? Was it because of the girl? He's like, yeah, it was.
Yeah. 3, and to be fair, 3 is shorter. Like you can knock out 3 in like a day compared to 2. That was, people were annoyed with 3 because it was so short.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the remakes. I don't want to brag, but on the original Resident Evil during COVID, I was playing it over and over again. And on the original hardware, I got the what a tough guy ending when you play as Chris and you get everything right. You get that ending where he just goes, what a tough guy.
Mom, it's Tony.
I called
Put Dad on the phone. Hey, Dad, I am a tough guy. Resident Evil just told me I was.
And then I go, wait, why are you guys in the same room together? You're separated. Is something going on?
Wait,
I'm a little confused.
Wait, you're not my dad. Is this Rick?
Mom,
Rick.
Mom, go to any man that's around you. I need to brag to them.
Oh, sorry for opening up old wounds, Tony.
That's fine. I just thought it was funny.
Okay. All right, we have K Scat. Is that how you say that? K Scott?
I guess go.
$10, a beautiful super chat, maybe the second best one of the night, possibly the third best, but a beautiful super chat. All $10 are for Adam.
Bullshit.
I'm here before Adam blows all the way up and hits 1 mil. It's just around the river bend, Pocahontas. Keep up the great work, Adam. You're my favorite film reviewer. Also, can we please call your fandom the A-Team? Yeah, we are kind of aging out that way. We might as well. The A-Team sounds good. I like that. Tony, what are you guys called again? The
hack offs.
Oh, the hack offs. Okay.
I did a poll before the channel even got big, so I probably should have rethought this when I did kind of get on the next level. But no, years ago I did a poll. Like, what do you guys want to be called? The hackies, the hackers, or the hack offs? And it was overwhelmingly hack offs. And it's
imagine putting out the most perverted one and thinking that wouldn't win. Thank you, Kay. By the way, if I didn't say thank you, I try to be polite. Thank you very much, Chris. Not going to try with the last name. You want to try that?
Oh, Chris Sozdek.
Okay, you did as good as I would have. $4.99. Thank you, Chris. There's a clip on YouTube of David Corn Sweat in his show Superman. Hollywood. Yeah. No, don't. It's 30 seconds long, and he showed more emotion in that than Henry ever did. Shots fired across the bow at Henry Cavill.
I feel
Tony, like Henry Cavill was he was Superman before.
Yes, I know. We actually have on your channel, Adam. We have a whole video going through the DCU and ranking it. Right. And I'll just say what I say.
Wasn't that like an 8-hour stream? It was so long.
No, so I really like Henry Cavill as an actor. I enjoy his acting. He was given nothing to work with as Superman. He is the worst Superman, but it's not his fault. So there you go.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen Henry really pull off any sort of like amazing performance since the first Man of Steel. In the first Man of Steel, he actually does have a good range of emotion, especially when he freaking snaps Zod's neck. He's just on fire there. But ever since then, I feel like he's just kind of been playing a very straight-faced character in really everything. And that's fine. That's fine. He's good at what he does. But
my favorite thing was in Batman v Superman, he had less lines of dialogue than Spider-Man did in Civil War. Spider-Man, a character who doesn't show up till like an hour into that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
I really liked him. He was in Hellraiser Hellworld. That's one of his earliest movies.
Of course, everybody knows him from that. Yeah, Hellraiser
No,
Hellworld.
he was in a good Woody Allen movie, Whatever Works, with Larry David. That's when I first like really noticed him. He's a good actor. He's been in good shit, but yeah, those Superman movies were not it. Great in Mission Impossible though.
Fun fact: I've never seen a Woody Allen movie ever.
Oh, really?
Not a single one. Yes, he was great in Mission Impossible.
Fallout
6.
Yeah, I think it was 6. Yeah, 6. It was 6. It was 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
16, 27.
And I didn't watch The Witcher.
I did. I watched the first 2 seasons, really enjoyed it, although season 2 got a little rough in the later half. Still a very good show. But then I heard he's not coming back. They recast him for whatever reason. They had
Liam Hemsworth, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't watch season 3.
And no one saw The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, which I believe is out now.
I was going to go to it, but I don't know. It just other stuff got in the way. Guy Ritchie's throwing out like a movie a year, I feel like. He keeps knocking them out. And I heard Covenant is fantastic, and I still haven't seen it. I really want to, but
well, look, I'm shocked that this didn't do well. As we all know, the Snyder fans love him, and they'll see any movie he's in. Much like the Snyder fans went out and saw Hypnotic with Ben Affleck.
Yeah, of course.
They're very supportive of those characters. And
the disappointed father look at the camera, just pissed.
Well, you know, the Snyder fans, they love everything he's ever done. That's why they still talk about Army of the Dead, and they're up to date on Army of the Dead news. Oh, wait, I think they canceled all those movies.
Army of the Dead was so bad. I didn't think they could make a movie worse, but then Zack Snyder said, hold my Star Wars, and he came out with 2 fucking terrible Rebel Moon movies. They're not even movies. No. I don't even know what you would classify them as. They're so poorly done from top to bottom.
I still haven't bothered with them yet.
Remarkably bad. You should watch some of the first one just to see how insanely bad these movies are made. I don't get it. I can't.
When does the R-rated cut come out? Which will have a different title, by the way. It's going to be called something else. And it's like, but
I like this whole, I don't even know what you want to, like, getting out in front of it sort of approach that some of these guys have been doing lately. Snyder did it with Rebel Moon. Before the movie even came out, he's like, there's a better version of this movie. We're holding it.
So if you don't like it, just hold out for a better version. It's like
Snyder's getting upset. They're holding back. They're holding me back. They're holding me back. Dude,
the Snyder cut of Justice League was like okay, but it wasn't that much better. No, like stop acting like you had gold. Like it was mediocre at best.
Everybody, including me, collectively, for some reason, fell under a trance where we've convinced ourselves that the Snyder cut was going to be far better. I feel like I was very nice to that movie.
So was I.
I mean, I know I had plenty of criticisms about it, but holy shit, that movie's a train wreck as well. It really is a train wreck.
It has the problem is in the writing. It has no reason to be as long as it is.
The writing and the editing, which is all over the place. The final 30 minutes is a complete shit show.
And the COVID effects. I love the bad chroma key and the really bad compositing because they did it during COVID when they didn't have as much money.
The Joker reach around, and then all the Snyder fans are like, they fixed him. Snyder did it. They fixed Jared Leto's Joker. What? He's worse. He's somehow worse than he was in Suicide Squad. It's remarkable.
I have his quote here for the R-rated cut. We don't have a date yet, but I think it's going to be, in the summer. I think it's interesting because you'll get to see, they reached like about an hour longer than the original, other than the PG-13. Whatever. So it will be nice to see the 6 hours together.
No, it's gonna come out. No cap. At some point, it's coming out. No.
Exactly. I don't know why I just go to tapping. Okay, I'm with it.
No cap. It's coming out this summer. I swear. He's like playing Fortnite in his bedroom right now. He's like just doing some of the final edits on this scene.
It was just funny to see all his fans go like, Rebel Moon's gonna be great. It's like, yeah, but all the plans for Army of the Dead fell apart. They did one prequel and then they killed it. I haven't heard any development on that series.
I don't think anybody in the world watched the prequel. I know nobody that watched it. I don't think anybody reviewed it. It just came and went.
I think Kaylee on my show said she watched it and she was like, it was okay. It was just like a bank heist movie. It didn't have anything about zombies or anything, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
no, it was a bank heist movie. Yeah, it was about Dieter or whatever that guy's name was.
Yeah, there was supposed to be an anime style series. Haven't heard anything about that. It was mostly complete, and it looks like they killed it.
There was a zombie robot in that movie at one point. Did you know that?
It was funny when I reviewed it initially. I'm like, yeah, the one they got shot, they had sparks. I'm like, what was that? And then like as I was editing, I saw the thing. He's like, I put a robot in there to add more mystery. And I'm like, that was a fucking robot? I'm like, that was very distracting. And no one like, I know there was a lot going on, but you think Batista would be like, was that a robot? What was that? Was that a robot? Yeah.
He really is genuinely a child in an adult body who just kind of throws out whatever he wants, and no one says anything at this point. And he's got his calls to fans.
He said he would finish. He would get back to Planet of the Dead after he finishes Rebel Moon.
Oh, please, yes, please do. Yeah. I will say Snyder's done a lot for my channel over the years, so I appreciate him. The only person that's given me more recent subscribers is Jennifer Lopez by making that 3-part brilliant movie, documentary, and album. I appreciate her more than.
So you're definitely going to watch her new Netflix movie coming out, right?
Oh, I will watch everything she puts out going forward because it's like catnip to these people. They love when I talk about Jennifer Lopez movies for some reason.
What is that stupid movie coming out where she's in a mech suit?
Oh my god, that sounds amazing. Does the mech suit have like a huge ass on the back? So that's like
no,
your thing?
Unfortunately, it doesn't.
That's like your thing? Oh, damn.
Oh, fuck. I'll find it in a second. Hold on. Okay. Atlas. It's called Atlas. She's in like a mech suit.
Are you sure it's not called Assless?
No, I'm sure there will be a porn parody of it. But yeah, she's stuck in a mech suit on another planet, which means she probably filmed everything in a week, just going like this.
It's a COVID shoot. It probably came out 3 years ago, and they're like, let's just kick this one out. People pretended like the new Adam Sandler movie where he's lost in space with some brilliant piece of commentary. So maybe we can do that with Jennifer Lopez.
I was getting my list together for this month, and I saw that, and I went, nah, I'm good. I have X-Men 97 on my list for this month, so I got to binge that whole series.
Yep. Man, I'm hearing good things about that.
So I'm almost finished the original series. I'm up to the last season, which is bad because they changed like the art.
It's really bad.
They switched like animation.
Well, the season before that was the final season, and then Fox said, "Let's do another one."
Yeah,
but we don't have any time. But we have a team willing to do it for very little. It's gonna be great. It's gonna look just like the original. It's like 50% shittier in animation.
I hear X-Men 97 is really good. I hope they do like, what is it, Spider-Man 98 or whatever, because Spider-Man ended on a cliffhanger. People forget that. Like Mary Jane fell back in time and it just ended. You're like, oh, what happened?
That was maybe the nerdiest, saddest thing for a 40-something-year-old to say just now. People forget that in the original animated Spider-Man. People forget that in the original Spider-Man that came out, the cartoon show on Fox. That should be a TikTok. Did you know? People forgot.
It ended on a cliffhanger.
People forgot that. People forgot that Life with Louie ended on a fucking cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Remember Life with Louie?
Yeah.
Anybody? Everyone? Okay.
That was his first show, right?
I don't know. He was like an animated kid. It was an animated show, but he had this adult voice.
Wait.
That's
sorry. I was thinking of Louis C.K.'s first show, but that
no,
was
Life with Louie is Louis Anderson. I believe he was a comic who grew up in Minnesota, a Minnesota homebound.
I know who Louis Anderson is. I just didn't know about the show.
Louis Anderson.
Oh my god, I remember this show.
It's Life with Louie. That was the time period when comics as in like comedians, we're getting cartoons because Howie Mandel had a cartoon too, Bobby's World,
Yeah.
where they voice, they have their adult voices, but they're little kids.
I remember I watched a lot of what you call it. I did watch a lot of Bobby's World growing up.
Tony, let's do a real quick
Okay.
rapid fire quiz. Who
Okay.
can name the most shows with a comedian as the name of the show? So I'll start. Cosby. Cosby.
Seinfeld.
Okay. The Andy Griffith Show.
Okay.
Skidee-deet,
Uh,
skidee-deet, skidee-deet.
Whoopi. She had one season of a TV show. Whoopi.
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Okay. Whitney. That's
Reba.
Reba was, yeah. Roseanne.
The Steve Harvey Show.
Fucking oh god. The Martin Lawrence Show.
Martin. It was just Martin. Yeah.
Martin, that's
Martin
it.
was great. You know, out of all these shows, I found it really weird that Cosby wasn't even a character. He wasn't Cosby in the show. He was Heathcliff Huxtable.
Yeah.
But I think in every other instance we just said, they're playing themselves. Like Seinfeld is Seinfeld. Raymond is Ray Barone. I guess Home Improvement had Tim Allen as Tim the Toolman Taylor. So he was kind of himself.
I'm thinking, what did Ellen play Ellen on the Ellen show?
Ellen was, oh yeah, I don't know if she was. Because
Bruce Campbell was in. I was watching reruns of that like a while ago, and I'm like, I forgot Bruce Campbell was on this fucking show.
Because Murphy Brown was, I can't remember the actress, but she played a character called Murphy Brown, but it was a different comedian. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
But yeah, just kind of a fun thing to think about. All the shows that used to come and go with comedians as the titles of their show. Yeah. And Cosby, for some reason, wasn't Cosby, which kind of annoyed me. All right, we have a lot of super chats that we haven't seen yet. Let me get through some more of these. Logan Wolf for $17.01. Amazing. Thank you, Logan. Roadhouse, a movie about a bouncer who isn't a bouncer.
That was great.
So brave.
Very brave.
Derek Evan for $2. Thank you, Derek. Don't forget The Rock peas in bottles. Yeah, that's a news story that came out. I don't like to report on the kind of tabloid stuff because I don't know if it's true or not. But yeah, the report was Dwayne Johnson was supposedly showing up hours late on set. He's having to piss into a bottle to conserve time, which I don't even know what that means. Because
he's like, what is he, a truck driver? That's like a truck driver thing.
And they didn't really go into any detail at all. Because I looked at a few different articles and it all just said that one line. He pees in a bottle to conserve time. What is that? What's the context there? Is he in like a fucking astronaut outfit? So he's like, oh, this is going to be faster than taking off my entire suit.
I don't know. He's one of these celebrities that just thinks he's like above everyone and his time is so precious. And I don't know why he would pee into a bottle.
See, I never got that from him. I always thought he was kind of the squeaky clean actor that was the everyman. Yeah. Even if he thought he was better off camera, he kind of presented himself as I'm the people's wrestler kind of thing.
People's champ.
The people's champ. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. So it was a little weird. This article came out. Maybe ever since Black Adam humbled him, he has fallen apart a little bit because he was supposed to be the new power dynamic. That was supposed to be the shift. And now he's disheveled.
Why was he so set on being the hero of a failed franchise?
Well, not only that, he was set on being the hero who's not even a hero. The comic book character is a villain, right? Or at least an anti-hero at
the most, but primarily a villain.
Yeah, so it was just a weird kind of guy to rally behind to begin with. But yeah, supposedly he was showing up really late and he was even stopping production for days at a time because he would just not show up to set.
No.
Who knows if it's true or not? There wasn't a lot of verification behind it, so I kind of didn't say anything. All right, we got more of these to go through. I really appreciate this. Where are we at? King Cold back for $2. Thoughts on the passing of Roger Corman?
I was bummed by that. I mean, everyone has seen a movie at least produced by Roger Corman. He hadn't directed a movie since the 90s. He was like super influential in Hollywood. He got like Jack Nicholson his start. He got so many early filmmakers their start. And he produced like everything, mostly schlocky stuff and exploitation stuff, but
Yeah,
bigger
I'm
things
looking
too.
back at his catalog. There's
Yeah,
so many fun, like schlocky movies in
and
here.
he was beloved by other filmmakers. He you know what's funny? He shows up as an actor in random films. He had a good relationship with Jonathan Demme, who directed Silence of the Lambs. Roger Corman has a random cameo in Silence of the Lambs. He's like some politician
Really?
or higher up where he's like on the phone. Also, George Romero, the zombie guy, also has a cameo, but they filmed in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, so that made a little bit more sense. He was there. But yeah, no, I was bummed because also this past weekend was the 30th anniversary of Carnosaur. The
Sorry.
movie, yeah, the movie Roger Corman bought the rights to a book that came out before the Jurassic Park book, just so he could rush out a movie. Movie has nothing to do with the book, just so he could rush out a movie before Jurassic Park came out.
He was the king for me of the at our local movie rental store, Mr. Movies. He was
Yeah.
the king of the top shelf movies.
Yeah.
That's where they put the rip-off films of real films.
Yeah.
That would call it like the Pythons instead of Anaconda. Yeah, so a lot of his stuff. I remember how do you say that?
Carnosaur.
That was a big one that was always featured in that section. It was like the king of the shit that was up there.
He was great for pumping out movies. Like famously, there's a movie called The Terror with Jack Nicholson. It has Jack Nicholson, Boris Karloff, and Dick Miller. The movie makes no sense. They had just got done filming some other movie on a castle set, and they're like, well, while we're here, let's film another movie. I just shat out a script, and they were breaking down the set as they were filming the movie. So at one point, Dick Miller and Jack Nicholson are having a conversation that's just in front of a bush, and it's all in close-ups because they just had no location
anymore. The bush just falls flat backwards. Painted bush, like a Family Guy animation. Just
so he was great with that shot, but again, he got so many people their start in Hollywood. Like Hollywood, as we know it, kind of exists because of him. So
that's all. Yeah,
it's a legend. A legend.
I'll pour one out for Roger.
Pour one out.
Back when movie rental stores existed, and I would rent these.
Well, Adam, there's one right here just waiting for you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You have one in your very basement. Logan Wolf's back for $8.78. Tony, have you seen the new season of Them on Amazon? About halfway through, and Luke James is giving a seriously unsettling performance.
I didn't see the previous season of Them.
Ooh.
I didn't know it was. I saw Abigail with my cousin, and they played a trailer for this new season. I'm like, what is this? She's like, oh, it's a show. You might like it. And
Them isn't the one that's produced by Jordan Peele, is it?
I have no idea. Maybe
part of the Us universe, Us Them.
I have no idea.
Okay, I might have just made that completely up.
There was a horror show. It was being advertised. I remember the name Them. My cousin told me it was good. That's all I know. So no, I did not watch it. I feel bad that he paid money for that. I'm like, you better make sure I've actually seen it.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We don't worry about that stuff here. This isn't a very professional show. Subscribe. Okay. Thank you, Logan. Shadow Humor for $5. Fun fact about Shadow Humor: I said his name wrong for 6 months straight. Every time he would do a super chat, I would call him Shadow Hunter. Just something for you to. That's when I learned I need glasses.
No, I got ripped apart on the last wrap up because this guy name was like James something, and I just made up a completely different name for his last name that was nothing like it, and it became like a running joke. I just kept calling him something different every time he left a super chat because everyone was like, Tony, that wasn't even close. I'm like, where did I pull that name out of?
Well, Shadow Humor is confused as well. Not about a name, though. Okay. Well, I guess it is. This is the title. The Fall Guy isn't performing well. It's no Oppenheimer. He's confused why people are surprised. I'm not surprised it's not performing well. I mean, I didn't think it would perform terribly, but it's a big-ass budget rom-com action movie. You just you are segmenting your audience there. People that go to rom-coms are not one-to-one with people that go to action movies. They're different audiences. So marrying those together, you have to have a lower budget, like a
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, or even that Tom Cruise Cameron Diaz movie,
Night and Day.
I don't think that performed very well at the box office.
I don't think so. But
And
I'm
those
thinking
are
of
two A-list stars. But yeah, it's too different of a genre to throw at people.
what's they made a movie with Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum, which was an action heavy rom-com, but it looked very cheap. The Lost City or something. It was basically a ripoff.
The Lost City. Yeah,
it was kind of a ripoff of Romancing the Stone, but
that was like a romantic comedy. Yeah, it had some action, but I think that was the right way to do it.
Yeah,
lower budget. Definitely the advertising was focused on the humor, whereas I thought The Fall Guy was kind of all over the place with where it was marketing. Some of it was saying it's a love letter to stunts, at which point your wife's probably not that interested in that. Some women like that, but I think that's more of a guy thing. And then on the other side, it was like, oh, this is very much, like a love story between these two. And then you're turning off some of the guys that go to The Beekeeper and think it's an A movie. It's just, you got to pare back on the vision
or use
budget.
Cheaper actors. Don't use Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling.
Get Jason Statham instead. He's working for very cheap. He's knocking out Meg movies in between shots of another movie. This guy's doing everything. He's the same character in every single movie. He's just Jason Statham.
The Fall Guy is on my list for this month. I haven't seen a single movie this month. I got to do that next week. I've been shooting a shit ton, so.
I think it's funny that, it is incredibly sexist, whether people think so or not, but the term Mary Sue is hilarious because then you have Jason Statham, who is like legitimately perfect in pretty much every movie he's in. He's just great at everything all the time. But we don't call him like a Gary Sue. He's Jason Statham.
Yeah, well, no, that's the thing. Gary Stu used to be the name, and like Mary Sue, I think, was the female version. But for some reason,
I never heard Gary Sue in my life.
Oh, I used to hear Gary Stu like way back in the day.
Oh, wow.
They were kind of
Mary Sue is like jumping off from that.
I think so. They were kind of interchangeable. Mary Sue, Gary Stu. But yeah, for some reason, I guess because there's that feminist website, the Mary Sue, and people love to bitch about that site and bitch about Mary Sue's. But yeah, Gary Stu is the male version of that trope.
Yeah, I just it's marketing. Like guys like going to action movies where the dude's awesome and he looks jacked and he can take anyone out. We don't really care if Jason Statham in The Beekeeper has baggage, or if he's unable to perform in bed, or if he has, it doesn't matter. But when you do that same character as a female, and then you talk down to your audience, that's the problem that Hollywood's having with these female versions of the character. They need to know what lane they're going in and who they're marketing to. And that's where The Fall Guy fails as well. Like, either be a movie about badass Ryan Gosling being a stunt guy, or be a romantic comedy that just peppers that in. But I don't know. I like The Fall Guy. I thought it was a very fun movie. I know a lot of people enjoyed it, and then there was some that didn't at all.
I'll be the judge of it.
Yeah, please. You're kind of the be-all, end-all say as far as everyman commentary goes.
Obviously.
Okay, thank you, Shadow Humor. Not Hunter, Tony. Perm.
Ooh.
Shot out of a fucking cannon with $10. Sup, y'all? I'm a guy in my mid-40s realizing the golden age of cinema is over. I went off script there. Oh, well. Now we have streaming and AI to save us. Sarcasm. Also, I'm okay if every movie has at least one hot blonde. Yes, Perm. It's over. It's all over, Perm.
I don't know, because
Send up the flare.
You know what? Because there was probably an old guy in the 60s after the big studios kind of fell because their historic epics crumbled and their westerns crumbled, and they started doing indie stuff, which is where Roger Corman kind of came out of. I bet you there was a guy there be like, oh, what's this Easy Rider shit? I'm this movie's like Ben-Hur. Cinema is over. So
yes,
I
sir.
feel like it goes through phases.
Yes, sir. A nickel and a hand job watching a John Wayne movie is a perfect way to spend a Saturday evening. Now we have these new fandangle technologies coming out with this Motion Picture Association and their unionization and their colorization of film. Get that noise out of here. I'm on both sides of this. I agree, Tony. There was definitely every generation's gonna hate the music that kids are listening to in the movies. It's all the same over and over. History repeats itself. I do genuinely fear that movie theaters are going the way of the dinosaur, and that's just based on anecdotal evidence and some actual raw, hard facts as far as movies bombing constantly now and not being able to find an audience to go to these things. So I do think streaming has really undercut, and Hollywood kind of ate itself in that regards. Whether that's intentional or not, I'm not sure. But they've definitely devalued going to the theater when these movies come out to stream in like 2 weeks or a month or sometimes same day. It's pretty insane that.
But there's also I'm just talking about the quality of movies. So the theater people, because like people forget, like a Blockbuster had a big effect on Hollywood movies because they just wouldn't allow some of their movies in their store. So big budget theatrical films were kind of tailor made, so they'd hit the shelves on Blockbuster, so people would pay for them. So it goes amazing. I remember a lot of early 2000s movies felt like commercials. They had like every other song was like a pop song because they wanted to sell a CD. They had the latest Sony gadget. So it goes through phases, I think. Where getting people in the theater, that's hard to do these days. But the quality of the films, it's always going to be all over the place, I think.
I also can't think of, I think another big thing that helped movies in the 90s and early 2000s was the fact that it seemed like they were able to iterate better and they were able to wow people with new tech and new ideas. I mean, I remember The Matrix coming out and being absolutely mind fucked by the tech that they were using in that movie and how they just told the story. Fight Club blew me away with some of the effects work and just how that played out. And then you think of like Avatar and how it brought in the new 3D renaissance that didn't really go anywhere, but James Cameron movies were amazing with it. I can't think of anything really hitting that next level to drive people to talk about movies like they did when these movies felt fresh and new. Everything feels kind of formulaic and boring now. I think that's the big problem is these movies all feel so generic and overdone. Obviously great ones still are made though. I think there's a lot of great movies. I just rewatched Iron Claw again. Movie is brilliant, I think, from front to back.
I think I'm gonna actually like sit down and watch that this week.
You should. Lindsay was, my wife was in tears like 3 times during it. She just, she loved it. I did a short on this, but Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
Yeah, you were telling.
Dude, that movie is so good. It's my favorite A24 movie now. Very, it has like a family feel to it, but it's just so brilliantly written. And Jenny Slate, absolutely amazing as a voice talent. Yeah, there's lots of good movies coming out. It's just, there's so much. And so I think percentage wise, it's starting to feel pretty bad.
That's right.
For every good movie, for every good movie that used to go out into the theaters, you might get 3 or 4 bad ones a month. Now, for every good movie that comes out in theaters, you have like 1,000 movies on all the different streaming services.
You're right about like the bigger movies all kind of just being whatever. That's why for the wrap-ups, I put on like little indie movies. I'm like, I just need to see something different. Whether it sucks or not, I just need to see something that I can't like predict what's going to happen.
Right.
Like I need some random stuff in my life on a smaller budget that has to be more creative. Well, it doesn't always hit, but
I think for film fans, that's why A24 really is the studio right now that everybody references, because they invest in indie filmmakers. They invest in stories that are completely out there. Sometimes they land perfectly. Other times they just piss me off, but someone there appreciates it. And that's working.
Yep.
Thank you, Perm. It's not all over. It's not all doom and gloom, but I get where you're coming from for sure.
Yep.
Logan Wolf for $5. Adam, I think he meant Covenant. Adam, Covenant really is that good. One of my faves of that year. Okay. Oh yeah. Yes. Covenant, the Guy Ritchie movie. Yeah. I know. I heard it's really good. I gotta watch it. Okay. It's on my radar.
I didn't even hear about this thing.
I know. It just, Guy Ritchie movies now just come and go. Like they're nothing.
Okay.
Thank you, Logan. Chris, back again for $1.99. Thank you, Chris. David got the Southern charm. You'll enjoy the clip.
What?
I don't know. Is that a reference to an earlier post?
Oh, was he talking about David Corn Sweat?
Yeah, yes. Corn Sweat.
So
Yeah,
it's a reference to that.
yeah,
Okay.
Corn Sweat. I went back. Thank you, Chris.
Sorry about that, Chris.
David's got it going on. He looks like a young version of Henry Cavill. He looks just like him. Derek Evan for $10, a gorgeous $10 super chat. It was true. Dwayne made a video showing off his shoes, and it was just on a table in his gym. He's a big guy. He probably knocks them over on accident sometimes.
What, the piss bottles or
I don't
his
know.
shoes?
I don't remember talking about shoes. Dwayne made a video showing off his shoes, and it was just on a table in his gym. The piss bottle must have been on a table in his gym. Are you sure it wasn't his alcohol that he's peddling? Because he has his new line of alcohol.
Oh yeah, at my bar they got rid of it. But during WrestleMania weekend, I guess they did like a lot of advertisements in like Philly bars. Yeah. And at my local dive bar, I went in there for the first time in a while, and they just had a big cardboard cutout of The Rock, and I kept taking selfies with it every time I was in there. But I went there the other day and it was gone. I'm like, oh, where'd the cutout go? Come on.
That's still my favorite photo of my dad. Pour one out for him as well. Is at Disney, I have this photo of him with his arm around Jessica Rabbit, a cutout. I'm like, this is how I always want to remember my dad. It's like a perfect encapsulation of him. And I love Jessica Rabbit, so it was a win-win. Two of my favorites together. What do we have here? Kyle Nelson for $5. Thank you, Kyle. Roger Corman gave James Cameron his start on the movie Galaxy of Terror. The movie where a slug bongs a girl to death. The movie where, I think he meant where. The movie where a slug bangs a girl to death.
You have to start somewhere. And of course, James Cameron from there went on to get fired from Piranha 2: The Spawning, and he wasn't credited as a director on it.
Yes, of course.
And then he did effects for James Cameron. He did effects for James Cameron.
He did effects for himself, yeah.
He did effects for John Carpenter. He did a lot of the matte paintings and Escape from New York.
Tony, I did a deep dive on James Cameron for Screen Rant.
Ooh.
It's 20 minutes long. You can watch that. It's
wow. Did you plug it into ChatGPT?
No, I didn't. This was pre Chat GPT. This was all Adam GPT doing his homework, learning about Cameron, how he rose like a legit rags to riches story. A guy who worked the lights, that he did everything in the studio, and he worked his way up into a director. But yeah, the guy is truly one of the few who made it on his own merits.
Yeah.
Michael, $1.99. Thank you, Michael. Which had better post legacy? Corman or Kaufman?
Okay, I'm friends with Lloyd Kaufman. Don't make me decide that. I mean, Kaufman is responsible for a lot of people getting their starts too. They become really famous just as well as Roger Corman. I think maybe Roger Corman, the movies produced under Roger Corman are more popular. But Lloyd Kaufman, of course, he did Trauma, Toxic Avenger, and stuff. Don't make me choose between both. They're both great. And Lloyd was on my show.
Yeah, most of what I know Lloyd Kaufman for is being on other YouTube channels.
He's a very sociable guy.
Like, who is this quirky dude? That's awesome.
Me and Lloyd Kaufman together is fun because we are both like shameless self-promoters. So getting us in a room will just be assholes.
That's awesome. And the final super chat before we do our final topic from Chris, a gorgeous 1999 super chat. You've never seen anything like it before. Can y'all react to the clip of David? It got me thinking he might become the best one yet. Got me actually super hyped. It's the one with him sitting. It has 200,000 views.
Okay, what was the name of the show again?
I can't put it on here, or I will get YouTube.
No, I just want to look up the clip.
David Ball Sweat, Corn Sweat.
What was the name of the show?
Was it an interview?
Hold on. I'm looking up the super chat.
Please look it up. Yeah, please do.
Hold on.
I
forgot there's like a
paramount importance that we get this figured out. Okay, he said there's a clip on YouTube of David Corn Sweat in his show Hollywood. It's 30 seconds long. Okay, so Hollywood. We'll look up
David Corn Sweat.
David Corn Sweat. The show's called Hollywood. We'll say Hollywood show. Hollywood on Netflix. See, there's too many. You can link it in the regular chat. You don't have to do a super chat. You can link to it. I think you can do links in the regular chat,
It
right?
depends if you have that turned off.
Type out the link without the HTTPS colon // Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Cornballs.
I'm doing this for this guy. He's very dead set. I admire his persistence. Hold on. David Cornsweat. Oh, okay. I found the clip.
Did you find it? Okay. Well,
It's,
I can't. Don't play the audio or anything. You have to watch it yourself and
No,
react.
but if you want to watch
Reaction.
it, it's called
Yeah.
David Cornsweat's Clark Kent is a Clear Vision. So they're cherry picking scenes that make him seem to look like a good Clark Kent. I'm going to watch it right now. I'll let you know what I
David
think.
Cornsweat Clark Kent is a what? True vision?
Clear Vision.
Clear vision. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to watch it.
Oh, there's the 30-second clip. All right, we're watching this now. I'm reacting.
Okay, yeah, I
All
can
right,
see it.
yeah, that was fine. He did a slap at the end. That's what won me over. The slap that he did with his hand.
Seems very
Powerful
Clark
stuff.
Kent. I hope he adds a little bit of his own stuff to Clark Kent. You know, it seems very what I'm used to seeing from Clark Kent.
He just needs that little curl going down.
I like that he has the curl in the new one.
The wispy curl. Tony, what'd you think of the new Superman suit?
It looked fine. I'm not crazy about the collar. They've added that in recent years to the comics, but other than that, I thought it looked fine. I'm glad the red trunks are back.
The underwear.
Yeah, Superman and if you're gonna do the gray suit Batman, he looks weird without the black trunks.
Why do we do this? Why do you guys do this? It's underwear. He's wearing underwear outside his pants. They're not trunks.
But no, it's a throwback to what circus strongmen used to wear.
I don't care what it is back in the fucking 50s.
But it looks, I'm just saying, like when Batman's in a black armor suit, I don't care. If you're doing the gray suit and the Superman suit, it looks bizarre. Like it's a good way to break it up, and it just looks weird without the red trunks or the black trunks. So I'm glad the red
I don't think Logan has the blue trunks on as Wolverine in the new Deadpool, does he?
No, with Wolverine, it doesn't bother me as much.
Oh.
It's just Superman and Batman. It's all I have the same problem with Andrew Garfield's first Spider-Man costume didn't have like the line connect with the body, the red belt area. So it looked like he had a giant dick on his chest. It was really distracting to me because it didn't connect with the belt. I'm like, what's going on here?
That's why I liked it so much. That's why I liked it so much. I can relate to that, Tony. Being a giant dick, not having one. All right, here's our final doom and gloom of the afternoon, of the night, of the evening, however you want to say it. So feel free to throw any final super chats our way. I appreciate all of it. It's been a good night. For me, I think. Yeah. I don't know about for Tony, but for me, it's.
How many people are watching this on your end?
I don't know. Is the number that's at the top here both of us or just you? I think it's both of us collectively.
I don't see that number.
You can see separately. I got 56 people watching live. That's nice.
Oh, what do I have?
44, which doesn't total to 100 some, which is weird, but yeah, it's okay. It's not a competition.
Wow, I was not expecting that much, huh?
Yeah, it's when you come on a channel with over 80,000 subscribers, you are going to get 100 live viewers every time.
You son of a bitch.
Most of the time we don't even have that. Okay, here we go. Are you ready for the news of the night that's going to blow your fucking drawers off?
Oh, we're still doing that. Oh, yeah.
One more. This is the final piece.
Okay.
Comcast, in their infinite wisdom, has bundled Netflix, Peacock, and Apple TV together. That's right, Tony. You can pay less for all of these streaming services combined. Not only do you get the flicks, you get Apple TV and you get the cock. You want to watch your favorite movies on the cock? You can get it bundled in with Comcast. Isn't that great?
It sounds
almost like cable in a sense.
A bunch of people a while ago thought that was going to happen. Like, oh, I feel like cable's going to make a comeback in some weird way. Like they're gonna start, but they're separating all the movies on different platforms. Like I want to watch all of these platforms. It's like an on-demand cable, which already existed. It was just super overpriced.
Well, Tony, maybe that's not doing it for you. So let me throw this at you instead.
Okay.
What if I told you you could get Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max bundled together?
What?
That's happening separately too.
Oh my God. And I can pay for both and I'll have them all except for Shudder, AMC Plus, and all the other ones, and Amazon Prime, I guess.
Paramount Plus, and yeah. You'll have all of some of them. So what we have here, folks, now are companies working together to come up with packages that are slightly more offered than other companies that came together that offer separate packages of equal or lesser value, but they're going to be cheaper until they're not, because they'll raise the prices on those packages in 6 months or a year or whenever they deem fit. They do it all the time. But yeah, you can look forward to this hellscape that we live in called streaming services just getting more complicated and convoluted until we all just say, you know what, maybe cable TV wasn't the worst thing ever.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any way around this. I mean, how are we going to fight this? It's not like we're some kind of pirates based out of some kind of bay, okay?
If only there was a way to hop on a boat and travel through the high seas in the cover of shadow and the cover of night, and find some sort of a program or an algorithm or something that can pull
like
all of these streaming services into one easy breezy beautiful.
I don't know. I just don't think there's one that exists. There's no way to get any of this stuff. You just have to pay for it. You have to pay for every single thing or share passwords.
No, you can't do that anymore. You can't share passwords. It depends on the service. Netflix doesn't allow password sharing. They know now. Yeah. The man knows, Disney Plus knows, Hulu knows. I don't know if the cock knows yet, but they will.
Ugh.
They will.
Well, no, they don't know, because whenever I sign into the cock, which the Peacock does have a good horror selection, and it's got the WWE stuff that I to watch live. But whenever I sign in, I just see like a bunch of The Office, and I'm like, well, my brother-in-law is watching The Office for the millionth time, or like it'll be some kid thing, and I'm like, oh, my best friend is watching TV with his daughter.
You know what's really sad is The Office is it's really only good for like 4 seasons, and then there's a couple seasons that are fine.
When you have
there's a few seasons that just absolutely are garbage.
When you have it streaming in an autoplay, I've witnessed this with my ex and my brother-in-law and a bunch of other people. If it just streams and autoplays, people get stuck in like an Office hypnosis and they just let it play. They'll watch the same season they hate like 50 times.
I know.
Like 4 or 5 moments.
It's comfort food. It doesn't matter. But like if we're objectively looking at it, the show gets so bad.
I mean, I'm not like I have all the X-Files, but not all. I don't have the new seasons, but I have like the first 9 seasons of the X-Files.
Yeah, I have.
I rarely pop in season 8 and 9. Maybe a few episodes here or there, or if I'm just binging the whole series. But
are you disrespecting Doggett right now?
I like the idea of Doggett. Okay. I like that he didn't come back for the revival, so they couldn't figure out a way to mess with him. I did enjoy that they made Reyes a bad guy because they realized no one gave a shit about Reyes.
I didn't finish the new stuff, so I walked away. I watched, I think, the first, like new season 10, and I thought it was not great. There was a fun comedic episode, which for some reason,
comedic episodes were good both seasons. Yeah.
They're always good. Those seem to be the best episodes of X-Files just in general. But
no. Fight Club with what's her face, Kathy Griffin. That episode sucked. Where Kathy Griffin were twins and they made everyone fight.
Kathy Griffin kind of just in anything sucks. Even the Seinfeld episodes she in are some of the worst ones. Like the Jerry Seinfeld's The Devil.
The Devil.
That episode, she's not good.
The funny thing is, next time Kathy Griffin's trying to get attention, can we get Michael Richards to go up to her and be like, why don't you just give up?
Or be like, I know how you can get a lot of attention. It may backfire,
Now let's go to the comedy store. And I have an in at the comedy store.
What's the deal with scanning the room? These guys. And he's still dealing with the fallout of that all these years later. It's wild. I saw Jason Alexander on a interview recently, and they brought up Michael Richards, and Jason Alexander was so brilliant how he maneuvered the question to not talk about him at all. He was basically like, I worked with Michael Richards for 9 years, 9 seasons of Seinfeld. He was a great, brilliant actor and friend. And so anyway, this thing I'm working on now, just completely.
I'm surprised they're still going at it because they made it a joke in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
They made like a whole joke when he goes to yell at Leon and all the reporters are there. He's like, "You are not a nice person."
Oh my God. In the new season, you're not caught up, right, on Curb?
No, I'm 2 seasons behind.
Lori Loughlin from Full House. Remember, she had the whole college scandal.
Yeah.
She lied about getting her kids in.
Yeah.
She's in the new season of Curb, and she plays herself, and she freaking does the same thing on the show. She lies to get into the golf course.
Oh my God.
She has to be like the partner with Larry, and she keeps doing all these like sketchy things. Like Larry's like, how did we get this tee time right now on this green? It's supposed to be reserved for, whatever. And Lori's like, I took care of it. Don't worry about it. And like they go park in a handicap spot. She smacks on a handicap sticker.
Oh my God.
Like, I love how they're playing into this. Curb is great.
At least they're owning it.
Yeah, exactly. At that point, what else do you do? Okay, we got one final super chat, unless more final super chats come in before I end this super chat conversation. Psycho Jet Black for $2, a beautiful $2 super chat. Thank you, Psycho Jet Black. Adam, talk about why Tony is better than you. Whoa! Is it April Fool's? No, it's not. That's odd. What? Tony's better than me? Than I? Let me count the ways. Well, first of all, Tony's met a lot of cool celebrities over the years. I haven't met really anyone. He's talked to Mac, aka Kevin McAllister, aka Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
He's had him on his show, I believe.
No, Cinemassacre. That was on Cinemassacre.
Well, some would say that you were the brainchild of Cinemassacre on some of the writing.
I think I was like 15 when Cinemassacre started.
I thought you told me you did everything on the show off camera. I think you said like I do everything.
I showed up 10, 15 years later into it and I went, this is my baby. I did it.
Okay, well, whatever. I guess I just credit Tony for so much over there.
Oh, thank you.
I like that Tony's Italian. He has something that he can run with. And let's be honest, I'm jealous of the fact that the man starred in the legendary Batman, aka The Dark Knight Rises. It was never called Batman, but I call it Batman because everybody refers to that one as the best. It's the definitive Batman film. Obviously. No one has anything negative to say about any of it. There's no plot holes at all.
None.
Just a big hole that Bruce Wayne climbs out of after breaking his back, I think just a few days earlier. I don't know
to save me specifically. He's like, I'm doing this. It was probably cut out, but he's like, I got to do this for Tony. I got to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, there's some jackass at a football game in the stands somewhere, and I have to do it for him. His voice starts coming back to him as he gets higher up. I gotta get out of this cave. I gotta get out.
There's a deleted scene where before he meets Catwoman, he stops by my place. He's like, Tony, are you okay?
Don't lie to me.
And then I'm hiding the guns because I clearly joined with the bad guys to save my ass. And I'm like, I never doubted you for a second, Batman. I'm glad you're here.
That's right.
Never mind those guns in the corner. Oh, and my Bane is right tattoo. That's nothing.
And Tony, the last thing has a very successful cameo. He's on Cameo, and it's very successful. He's told me that several people have already paid to have him give greetings and possibly pornographic images. I don't know.
That's against terms of service. I have a different site for that. Cameo.com/Tony Peluso.
Cameo.com/Tony whatever. Okay. Yeah. I have a Cameo too. I never promote it because I don't really understand it. All right. We have a couple more.
Yep.
Actually, I have a Cameo because Tony said, Adam, you should join Cameo. And then I'm pretty sure he gets like money or something for me joining Cameo. So I did it for Tony.
I get a percentage of whatever Cameo would have taken. So
You're
thank you
welcome.
for just not doing any cameos. That's great.
You're welcome, Tony.
That's fine. Tax season didn't suck or anything. That's all good. All my money was on your Cameo.
I got Adam. This guy's going to bring it in. He's going to bring it all home. He's going to bring it all home for me. What do we got here? Oh, Troy the Cream McClure for $2. Thank you, Troy. Lawn Jockey episode was gold. Get in gear, Tony. It was gold, Tony. Gold.
Wait, he means Lawnmower Man? That's the episode I just did. It's not called Lawn Jockey.
I don't know what he's talking about.
You're talking about Lawnmower Man, based on a Stephen King short story, but not really. Yeah, check out my Lawnmower Man episode.
Maybe Lawn Jockey was the Curb episode?
Oh, maybe?
I'm looking. The Lawn Jockey, Curb Your Enthusiasm, season 12, episode 2. Yep, that's what he's referring to.
That's what he's referring to. Sorry.
I don't remember I don't remember the titles of the episodes of the shows, but that's on me. We got there. Thank you, Troy. Perm for $5. Thank you, Perm. I'd hate to be either of your tax guys splitting up these super chats, but this was fun. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Perm.
Well, look, guys, I'm paying quarterly this year, and I have a payment coming up in like a month or so. So get those cameos in and super chats and Adam's cameos. Get them in. Get them in.
I do TurboTax, so I do it myself with the power of technology. Because I used to pay a freaking tax guy way too much. He did way too little. You know, that reminds me, on my second channel, Adam Does Rants, which you should subscribe to. I should do a rant on tax people.
You should.
What are they called? Tax people.
Tax specialists.
I should call them taxidermists and confuse the two things that are completely unrelated. Why the hell is it called the taxidermist when you're stuffing animals? I don't understand. Where did that come from? Was a guy like cutting off a deer's head and putting whatever stuff on? He's like, oh, this is really taxing stuff. This is really taxing work right here. Wait, taxidermist? I don't know where the dermis came from. It's really taxing stuff. Thank you, Perm. Limp Wang. Wonder if he's related to Limp Biscuit.
I don't know.
$1.99. Have Tony say "Snakes on a Plane's" iconic quote.
I got you. Ready? Snake. Was that the one?
That's the one. Yeah. The one by Samuel L. Jackson.
Enough is enough. I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
You nailed it. You're going to get a thumbs up for that.
I don't have it on my end.
Oh, you don't have the gestures?
No, I don't.
Do you want to rock out for a second? Do you want to rock out?
I wish I had it.
This is the kind of technology I bring to the table. You don't need to go to the theaters anymore. It's all happening right here on YouTube. And the
Jack Black is just getting them in tonight.
Yeah, he is. We got one right now. $2. Adam, talk about why you are better than Tony. Okay, I don't even need to say anything. Just hang on a second.
That was the thing ever done. You son of a bitch.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay, we got one more from Ryan. Ryan, only in the morning, Powell, for $5. Will we ever see Adam in Tony's video store in person? Hey.
When, Adam? You were like, Tony, I'm gonna move closer. We're gonna be best buddy. I mean, it's like still like 6 or 7 hours away, but we're gonna be best buddies. And you haven't come here once. I guess you hate me.
I look at maps like a child does. So when I see the layout of the United States of America, the US of A, I used to live in Minnesota, which was at the tippy top.
Yes.
And then I moved to South Carolina, which is kind of the opposite direction completely in the bottom right of the map. If you're looking at a map face down, heads
I'm
up.
looking at a map right now.
And so then Tony, he's over in wherever the hell he's at, Philadelphia or something, which is
Outside of Philly in
yeah,
Pennsylvania.
which is also on the right side of the map on the East Coast, if you must.
Yeah.
And so to me, as a child trapped inside of a middle-aged man's body, I thought, well, we're on the same side of the map and it doesn't look that far. Like I can walk my fingers along the map really easily. So I thought that's what, 3-4 hours. It's like 14 hours away.
Well, depending where you are, I don't know where you live specifically, but yeah, I'm looking at this South Carolina to let me put my no, I'm not gonna say my actual address, but
Please do. Yeah, please do.
123 Fake Street.
Someone's gonna get an envelope full of shit mailed to them at 123 Fake Street.
Depending where you are, if you take I-95 south with tolls, you could be here in 10 hours, Adam.
Yeah.
10 hours.
I think I looked it up one time and it was closer to like 14 hours. It was a long trip. So the bottom line is one of us has to come into a decent chunk of cash and then we can purchase a plane ticket and I will fly over there, get a rental car, go to Tony's, have like a summer bro vacation or something, shoot like 17 episodes and then call it a day.
I'm looking up South Carolina to Pennsylvania.
Tony, get your tax guy and see if we can write this off. We'll do a write-off. Who do you write it off?
The funny thing is, it was for the show. I probably could.
Tony, you just write it off. Who do you write it off to? The government.
Hey, a lot of this is
Seinfeld. That was a Seinfeld quote for you. It was a Kramer-Jerry interaction.
Yeah, you don't even know what a write-off is, but they do. And they're the ones writing it off.
Who? The government?
Hey, look, depending where you are, it could be anything from like $60 to 200 something. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
We'll get there. Troy the Cream McClure for $2. Thank you, Troy the Cream McClure. Tony, aren't you too famous to stoop to catchphrases?
Am I?
Did I do that? I'm the baby, not the mama.
Ay caramba! Eat my shorts.
Don't have a cow, man. Don't.
Giggity, giggity.
All right.
Giddy up.
Here's the Seinfeld. Okay. Serenity now. God, I love Seinfeld. That movie was great too. We won't say the name of the movie.
We won't say the name
of the movie.
You were talking about B movie, I'm sure.
Of course, I'm a jazz man after all. All right, I think that's it for Super Chats, and I think I have nothing else to say about any of these shenanigans. So thank you guys very much. This was a very nice time, very pleasant time. I wasn't expecting much tonight, but
I wasn't expecting to do this. I should be editing. I'm shooting the next 2 days, but I was like, let me stream with Adam instead. So here I am.
T-Bone. Love that T-Bone. Did you ever figure out who's coming on your show Thursday for the Planet of the Apes stream?
For next Thursday, the 23rd.
Oh, it's not this Thursday? It's next Thursday?
No, it's next Thursday.
The Apes thing's next Thursday.
Yes.
Oh.
I told you I haven't had time to watch anything. I've been filming so much lately.
I should look at the short for schedule next Thursday of releases. If there's nothing big coming out next Thursday, I could try to do it. But typically I do 2 movie streams.
I know.
2 movies on, because this Thursday I'll be going to If, I believe it's called, the new.
I left that off the list.
The new Jim Halpert film.
You know what? I already saw one Imaginary Friend movie recently. Imaginary, the horror one. I don't need to do 2. I'm skipping this one.
I think this one's for families, Tony. Okay. Yeah. I think this is like a Toy Story situation. I don't really know what this is. I have not watched a trailer for it. I'm going into it completely blind.
What? I feel like I see trailers for it all the time.
I have not seen a single trailer. I've purposely been avoiding any trailers when I go to movies now. I show up, I'll walk into the theater, and if trailers going, I walk right out. I show up 20 minutes late to movies intentionally now because I'm so sick of this shit. And I want to be surprised a little bit. So I'm going to that, and one that you're probably interested in. I think The Strangers is out as well this
I'm
Thursday.
not interested. I don't really care for the original. Didn't see the sequel.
Okay. Well, this is The Strangers, I think chapter 1 or part 1.
I know
They have the balls to shoot out of the gates with a part 1, which I'm not happy about.
and it's a prequel, but it looks like the same exact movie that I saw in 2008, just with different actors.
Yeah, it looks like the same thing. Yeah, that's what we do.
I got Rennie Harlan directing it.
It's going to be like It's going to be like Roadhouse though, where they're not actually strangers. So
I always thought, you ever see the original Strangers?
yeah, you're like when I was like a baby. I was very little.
That was 2008. You were not a baby.
I was like 14. Yeah. I'm really young, Tony. I'm like
27. So you were somehow younger than me in 2008.
I'm like right now I'm 27 years old. How old do you think I am?
Fuck you. I know I look older than I am, but let's not pretend you're younger than you look, all right?
My hairline hasn't receded at all. It's still exactly where it was when I was 14.
You're like, I've always had an unfortunate hairline. No, I always thought the strangers at the end, because the strangers take their masks off, but you never see it. I always thought back then, I'm like, that would have been great if it was like George Clooney, Helen Mirren, and Dakota Fanning. And like they just showed up for that day to do that reveal. They just left.
Oh my God. And now it's gonna be like Melissa McCarthy, and, Wanda Sykes for some reason, just to throw someone out.
Doesn't make any sense.
And like Chef Ramsay.
No, I didn't care too much for the original. I heard the second one sucks, and I don't care for the new one.
Yeah,
but yeah, so next Thursday is what is the best modern Planet of the Apes. I was supposed to do it with, I'm not going to throw Gil under the bus or mention that it was Gil. I'm not going to say Gil's name from One Take. Okay. I'm not blaming Gil from One Take for telling me today that he couldn't do it. So it'll be me and maybe Adam and maybe someone I don't know. And then the week after that will be the monthly wrap up.
Yeah. If nothing at all is better. I mean, if nothing at all comes up, I'll do it. But I mean, if anything at all comes up, I won't. I mean, if someone asks me to mow their lawn, I'll be like, yeah, I can do that. I'll mow the lawn. And then I'll tell you, hey, sorry, I'm busy. I'm mowing the lawn for the neighbor at 7 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock at night. No, I'll see what the movies are. I feel like Furiosa is next Thursday, but I'm not sure. I think so. But I'm not sure. But I would love to do that stream with you because I am a big fan of those Planet of the Apes new trilogy.
Yeah, I'm excited to rewatch them.
The new one's fine. I think people are way overhyping this new one, but it's fine. It's a fine watch.
I'll say it.
I'm not huge on War for the Planet of the Apes. I'll say that.
Really? I enjoyed it, but I haven't rewatched it. So
I'd like to rewatch it because now that my expectations are a little bit more in check, I thought Don was just absolutely brilliant. Yeah. You weren't ever going to beat Don, I think, is the problem. And I went in thinking they maybe could. And we have one more super chat for the night to end it all. CP with a 199 super chat. Top 3 anticipated movies left this beer. He said year, but I rhymed it for no reason at all. Deadpool and Wolverine for sure. For surely, sure. And that's really all I can think of. I am excited for Furiosa. I do think that that's going to be a fun time. I don't know what else is even coming out outside of those two movies that I have any sort of inkling to see. Is Inside Out 2 this year? Because that could be good. That could be good.
Well, obviously, Venom 3.
Venom.
I'm so excited for Venom 3. And I think around that time, we'll also be getting Kraven the Hunter.
Hell,
that's my number 2.
Hell yeah. What about Alien Romulus? You excited for that?
No.
No. Okay. I know
you're. You know what? Maybe it'll be safe and fine.
Yeah.
But I've never seen a good Alien film in theaters in my lifetime. So
that's a.
I'm not gonna set it. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me 3 other times, I give up. I'm not bothering with it.
What are your thoughts on Quiet Place? Quiet Place Day 1.
I didn't see Quiet Place 2. I probably should catch up on that.
Oh, it's good. I liked it.
It looks interesting.
I'm sure you already got your tickets for Gladiator 2, of course.
Oh, don't remind me that fucking thing is coming out.
And Beverly Hills Cop 4, of course. Well, that's going to be a stream. That's a streamer. That's a Netflix exclusive.
I don't
The
know.
Crow. Oh, The Crow, Tony. You're really excited about The Crow.
I reviewed the original
Yeah,
Crow
yeah.
recently. Oh god.
You're
I'm
super
actually
excited.
looking at a list, and it's like everything that I was excited for, I think already came out.
Yeah, this is not good. I'm looking at these too. That new Transformers animated movie looks like the shittiest thing ever
That seemed
conceived.
like a good idea, but yeah, that trailer did
Oh,
nothing.
it looks awful. What do we got? Sonic 3. I'm sure you're big into the Sonic movies, so you'll
Nope,
see
didn't
that.
care for
Yep.
the first one,
You
didn't bother
you
with the second.
you like the Sonic movies, so you'll be the Joker 2, Joker 2, whatever it's called.
I'll see it.
Yeah.
I'll see it.
Blade, for some reason, they continue to put on these lists like it's
Blade
ever
is
coming
not
out.
coming out
Like
this
it's ever
year.
coming out. God, this
Jesus,
is
there's like nothing that's
yeah, this isn't
grabbing,
great.
at least not on this list.
Well, I'm looking at a bunch of them too, and I'm not seeing Moana 2. You know what? I like Moana. I'm a sucker for Disney Pixar movies. I'll take my family to Moana. We'll probably have a good time. But I'm gonna
Um,
say Furiosa is definitely one I'm interested in more than anything else, and Deadpool and Wolverine. Those are
yeah,
two that,
Deadpool and Wolverine, legitimately, I want to see what that
yeah,
is like. I
yeah.
don't know. I thought I'd be more hyped for Furiosa. I love the Mad Max, but like nothing in those trailers did anything for me. And also, I'm kind of annoyed we're doing a Furiosa movie. Like
Yeah, she already
the
had
fun,
one.
like Mad Max 1 is the only one about Mad Max. But the fun thing with the
Yeah,
sequels were like it's like a Western or whatever. Like Mad Max wanders in town and now he has to help these people. And these stories are being told by the survivors of the story. So if there's
right.
any issues with continuity, it's because they're all being told passed down.
Yeah.
So yeah, the whole Furiosa thing, I'm like, I would have just continued just making Mad Max movies. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, well, and then they even said it's like it's called Furiosa, a Mad Max saga or something,
Yeah,
which kind of implies he's going to maybe make more of these. I don't know,
I don't
unless
know.
it's like X-Men, unless it's like X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah. Oh
Remember when
god.
there's going to be an X-Men Origins Magneto, and they're going to do a bunch of them, and then they
And they
just
worked that into First Class, which I'm shooting my review for tomorrow. Hold
yeah.
on. Nosferatu with Robert Eggers. I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
We
yeah,
talked
yeah.
about that recently.
Yes,
I'm excited for
yes.
that.
Well, there you go. We got there. It was
Yep.
tough, but we got there. All
And
right,
Craven
thank
the
you
Hunter.
guys. Everybody's craving it. Everybody's craving it. All right, guys. Thank you very much, Tony. This is always a good time.
It
Love
was.
talking to you. Love talking movies. Love talking movie news. Maybe I'm not promising anything, but I'm going to try to cut some of this disaster up in these segments and maybe put them on the channel as separate videos. We'll see how much editing it is and how it goes, but maybe look for those. Otherwise, I will have those 2 movie reviews out later this week. I don't know. I have to get Jupiter Ascending roasted. It's been on my list for like 3 weeks, along with vlogs. I got to get a bunch of vlogs done for Patreons. Anything
Yep.
you got to say, Tony?
Yeah, check out my Lawnmower Man episode. For some reason, the Crow episode didn't do super well. It might bounce back. And I thought, you know what? Let's follow it up with an even more forgettable film, The Lawnmower Man.
Have you done Virtuosity yet? That would be even
No,
more
but I think it's the
obscure.
same director. I think I might
Yeah,
do
I think it is.
Virtuosity. On Patreon, I just put up a commentary track for the first Mortal Kombat movie. My friend, who's a visual effects guy, works on a lot of big movies. He was in town, so we did a commentary track for the original Mortal Kombat. I was going to ask you if you want to do one for Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Adam.
Yes. Oh my God. I love
Yeah.
that movie. It's so
Okay, yeah, all right.
terrible.
Let's
It's
get
so
that on the
terrible.
list.
Yes, absolutely.
And
Also, you excited for Mortal Kombat 2?
no,
Coming out. Warner
Nope.
Brothers is bringing that shit back. Yep.
nope.
Coming back. baby.
Yeah, just go back and check out my recent videos I put out. My Godzilla podcast, it's still on hiatus. The YouTube channel was deleted, but the back catalog is still wherever you can find podcasts. So
awesome.
I'll keep you guys updated when I learn anything about it.
Alrighty. Well, there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching, Tony. Take a drink of water while we end the stream. We'll end with the drink of
I actually did really good, but now I really need to pee.
Need to drink some water and then we'll pee. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll drink you out.